Hello guys, André Rodrigues here and welcome to my first video in English. I'm from Brazil and normally my videos are in Portuguese, but I'm trying new things here. And in this video we're gonna talk about the Cinematch, a plugin made by the same company of Film Convert. Before we started, I would like to say that English is not my native language. I never went to English course or I never had English classes in my school. I learned this language alone, so I know sometimes it's not perfect, but I think it's good sufficiently to pass the message. With that said, let's talk about Cinematch. Okay guys, what is Cinematch and what we can do with it? Cinematch is a plugin to make easier match two different cameras, two different images. And here I'm gonna show you how it works and I'm gonna teach you how to use it, and I will tell you if I like it and if it really works or not. But before we started to use it, I have to say some things about this plugin. First thing is, you should record your image always in RAW or some log profile. This plugin is to be used with log curves. So if you shot your image in RAW, you should on the software change it to some log curve. I will show you this how to do this. And if you shot with some camera which has log profiles, you should use the log profiles, not neutral profiles or other different crazy profiles. Another thing is use the profile in default mode. So if you have a song, use S-Log2 or S-Log3 with Cinegamma or anything else, but don't change things. Don't go to the menu and change contrast and saturations and things like that, because if you tweak too much, the plugin maybe will not work because it is already made to work with the default settings. And this is for any camera, doesn't matter if Sony, Canon, Red or anything else. Don't tweak too much the things on the menu, just use the default mode of the camera with some log curve. If you're using a Blackmagic or something like that, of course you're gonna use the film mode, which is almost it's kind of the same. Or if you're using Red, you're gonna change to log curve on post, or another camera like that, like Canon RAW Lit, you're gonna change to log curves. I will show you how to do it. The second and most important thing is Cinematch is basically made for be used with two different cameras in the same situation, which means you're gonna have two different cameras in the same set, in the same light, in the same photography. So let's say you're gonna do an interview, and so you have two different cameras, different angles, but they are in the same situation, the same light. Or a show with different cameras recording a show. You have the same light, the same situation, the same scene, but with different cameras, and the plugin is made for that. But of course we're gonna try to use it with different cameras in different places, different situations. So let's see if the plugin will work in these situations. And the third thing I have to say is you should pay attention in what camera you bring to what camera. So let's say you have half of your project recorded with a Red camera and half of your project recorded with a Blackmagic camera. So you probably should get the Red camera and bring the image to the Blackmagic one. And you're gonna say, oh, I'm losing quality and everything else. You shouldn't choose record half of your video with different cameras. So you're stuck with the worst one, because the match will look way better, because you can bring easily the better quality to the worst quality. But if you have, like say, all the images of your projects are recorded in Red camera, but there's one or two or three shots made with a Blackmagic and another one made with a J85, so you can get these shots and bring to the Red one, and it will look a little less good, the match, but when you have all the things done with the color grading and everything, no one will notice the difference. So, but if you have half or too much image of different cameras, bring always all the better cameras to the worst one, okay? And this will guarantee a better result. With all that said, we can go to the software and see how the Cinematch works, and I will teach you how to use it, and we're gonna see if it's a miracle or not. There's two more things that I have to say before I start it. First thing is, the method that I will use here is not my normal workflow. I don't color my things in this workflow. I just will try to make things happen fast. So I will put the nodes in some order or make some change just to show you that the plugin works or not. I'm not doing a real color grading in my normal workflow here. So don't pay too much attention in that. Second thing is, the end result will be just a little different. I will not put all the effort on this. I'm not working here. I'm just recording to you to show how the plugins work. So of course, if this was a job where I was working on the image, I will lose more time on it to make look perfect. So if the result looks a little off, it's because I'm recording this, like doing it fast, just to show you how it works, okay? So one last thing before we started talking about Cinematch, I want to say thank you to Matthew Scott from MTS Films because he put all these shots to be downloadable for us, and we can test different cameras with a good photography. So thank you, Matthew, for all this. Here we are inside DaVinci Resolve, where we're gonna test Cinematch. And to start, I have two different shots here. One is Blackmagic RAW from a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro, and the other one is a Canon Log 3 from a Canon C70. So they are very different. I'm gonna put this here, and as you can see, very different shots. They are kind of the same balance, same color balance and everything, but and of course same light situation, but they are very different. One is RAW, the other one is H.264, and let's see how all this will work. As I said before, this is kind of stuff where this plugin will work very good because you have two different cameras in the same scene with the same light and everything else. And I underexposed a little this, but it's fine, we can work with it. So what we're gonna do here, first we're gonna choose what camera goes to what camera, and I want bring the Blackmagic RAW to the Canon one because the Blackmagic RAW is better. So I will put Cinematch on both cameras, of course. Okay, so I have Cinematch in Blackmagic and in Canon, and I'll come here and I will choose my source profile, which means choose what camera and profile this was recorded, and I will click here and I will say Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. I don't know if it's the same of the Pro, but I think it will work, and the film gen was the film gen 5, and this is in full. This can be limited or full, and it will change depending of the camera because the settings here, it's the same settings which are default in each camera. So in the Blackmagic is full, but for example in Canon it's limited. You can change that in camera, and you should change here if you change it in camera, but as default it will come the same which the camera has as default. So okay, I will apply here, and then I will come to the Canon one and do the same. I'm gonna choose the camera, Canon C70 and Canon Log 3 Cinema Gamut, which I choose it in my camera, and it's limited because this is default and I didn't change it in my camera. So I will apply this, and now I'm gonna come back here on the Blackmagic Raw because I want to bring this one to this one, and I'm gonna choose camera target profile, and then again Canon C70, C-Log3 Cinema Gamut, and limited. I will apply this, and it already looks a little better, almost the same. We have some difference yet, but they look very good. Now we're gonna start to tweak some things here in Cinematch to bring the colors and contrast and everything else very similar. So to do this, I will choose the two clips and put them together. And then I will bring here and gonna start looking some things. I will apply Rec 709 transform because you have like colors now here, and I will start with exposure using my skin tones, but I can do using my middle gray too. So if I click here, and I have a middle gray here, so I can see my exposure using it, and then I bring my Blackmagic up until it's green. Now my exposure it's equal in the two scenes. We can have some contrast differences between them because first of all, this one was a little later, so the light was a little different, and the lens has some influence too, but the exposure it's kind of the same. Looking on the background, maybe this one should be a little less, maybe like this. We can check on the skin exposure too, and it's almost the same. So I think it's fine. We are fine here. So I'm gonna click in now. I'm gonna click here now on false color temperature and false color temperature, and this will show me the temperature of each clip. And as I can see, this one maybe can go a little warmer here, just a little. Looking her t-shirt, maybe here. Let me check this now. Full. I think it's fine. Maybe a little more, just a little more, and that's it. And then I'm go to false color tint, same thing. And this one has too much magenta. I will bring back here to green. I'm looking her t-shirt and her face, and maybe a little less. I think this is fine now. I will bring back here to the exposure, and I think we are fine. We have like two similar images. These tools are amazing. This for me is the best part of the Cinematch. This false color exposure and color temperature and color tint is crazy good to match images. And then as you can see now, I will remove the Rec 709 and the image looked equal. It's incredible. It's like 3 clicks, very fast. You just choose the camera, adjust with these amazing tools here, and it's done. They look like the same. It's incredible. I cannot believe how fast these are and how amazing this works. Now I can start to color things here with another node. I will start here in the Canon, and I will bring this up a little. I will not color grade perfectly this. I will just do some adjustments just to test, okay? This is not a color grading class. So I just did this, and I want things a little less warm. I will bring this down here, maybe here. I'm gonna apply a little more saturation here, 60, and a cool boost. I think it's fine. Looks good. I will put another node and a LUT. I don't know, this one, anything. this one. I will control, of course, this LUT to not be so hard. Just this, looks fine. And I don't know, some grain, maybe. Some film grain, looks good, looks good. We have a look, let's say we have a look. I will apply something more here, I don't know. And looks fine. Of course, as I said, this is not a color grading class, it's just to have some different thing on the image. And that's it. So if I turn off these nodes, I have just this, the original image, and this is what I did. And I can apply the same here, because if the match, the original match of the image works, I can apply the same treatment and it will work. And to do this, I will delete this one, of course, because I want just the treatment, okay? And I will grab the steel and I will Ctrl Z to bring back my node, my Cinematch node. And now I will come to the Blackmagic Raw here and I will add all this to the treatment. So I will append the node graph. I will add the treatment after the Cinematch node. And that's it. We have the end result here and they look exactly the same. As you can see, this one has a little more exposure because difference of light, but we can fix this. We can just bring back them together again and maybe tweak a little more the exposure here. Maybe bring this a little down and I don't know, maybe use some node here before to bring back the light and the highlights just a little like this, looking here, and that's it. I think we did a very good job. Maybe a little more here on the head ones. And oh god, this is so amazing because it works very easily. Look at that, we have like almost the same image with two complete different cameras, and the result is good, is fast, and I have no words to do this. And as I said, this is the perfect scenery where you have two different cameras in the same scene. Now we will go further and try to do different cameras in different situations. So I'm gonna choose here different shots. Let me take this one, which is red. It's a red shot, and I'm gonna get this one. Okay, this is a Cinema DNG shot, and this is J85 shot Vlog. So they are very, very different cameras and very, very different situations. So we have here outside with sun, we have here inside, and we have here inside a car with a darker photography. So very different shots, and we're gonna try to match all them together. Of course, as I said, probably this will not bring the images very perfect and equal, but we're gonna try to make them looks equal as most as possible, and I think we're gonna achieve that very easily. I'm gonna do a little more, this is a little more harder. I'm gonna bring the red to the Blackmagic and the Vlog, the GH5 to the Blackmagic. So first thing we're gonna have to do is bring the head one to a log space. So I'm gonna change here to red log, okay? The second thing here is apply the Cinematch in each take. So I'm gonna put this here, choose the camera, which is red, is an app key, and we are in head log 3, head log. I'm gonna apply this and then do the same with the Blackmagic. It's a Blackmagic Ursa, this one, Filmigen, I think it's 4, I'm not sure. And okay, I think I can just get this one now, and here Panasonic GH5 Vlog, and that's it. we are ready to go. We're gonna get this G85 and bring to Blackmagic Design this Film Gen 4, and then do the same with the red one, Blackmagic Design, Ursa, and that's it. So we're gonna say, okay, this one looks like almost the same, but this one very different because of course we have a totally different photography with different lights, and this one is pushing to green and everything, but we're gonna try to put them together. So to do this, we already know we're gonna apply this and start with exposure by skin tones. I don't have the middle gray here, so we're gonna try here in the skin tones. And this one, maybe a little less, like this. We have to remember this woman has a very brown skin. This guy has a very white skin, so the exposure is a little different. But I think here we are fine, and this one we're gonna bring up. And see the exposure. Maybe this one is too high, so I'm gonna try differently. I'm gonna bring this down again and bring the other ones down a little. Okay, so now we have this. Remember, I'm doing this changing between them, but we can do with them side by side too. There's no problem at all. We can just change between them here and change the exposure. Now I'm gonna go to the false color here, and as you can see, this should be more warm, like this, and gonna false color tint, and this should be a little more magenta, and I think this will be good. Let me see. Oh, looks very, very good. That's so nice. That's so nice. It just happens. And then I'm gonna came here and do the same thing. I'm gonna false color temperature, and the guy needs a little more warm. But remember, his skin is way white than her, so I should go too much. And then I'm go here. And one more time, maybe a little more magenta here. Oh, not here, here, on him. And I think it's fine. So we can turn off the Hex 709. And the result is amazing. Look that, the things are very, very close now. And we can start our job from here, and it's so good start from here because it makes everything easier from this start point where cameras looks way more equal. This is so nice. I'm very impressed with this plugin. It's the first time I test something like that, and I like it because normally I don't like DaVinci Automatch. I don't like any other tools that I already tested, and this one looks perfect. And okay, so maybe this one a little less here and a little less exposure. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's fine here, and we can start do some color grading. So I'm gonna start here on the head one, and let's try something here. Let's bring this down and bring this a little up, and bring some contrast, and that's it for me. The scene is done. We don't need anything more. We have a good photography here. Congrats, Matthew. This is amazing scene, very beautiful, great photography, so we don't need to do almost nothing. And maybe bring some light, some color here in the highlight, just because, and bring the highlights down. And I don't know, maybe bring some color in shadows. Like this, maybe. I think it's fine. So this is our look, and maybe some grain, of course. Some film grain here. and we're gonna be fine. Nice, we have a great look. Another thing we can do is before the grain here, apply some blur or sharpness, because this is the main difference between all these cameras. We're gonna look for it later. So I'm coming here to my gallery. I will delete this node. I'm gonna save my look, Ctrl Z to bring back, and I will try to apply this to the other shots. So append node graph here and append node graph here. I don't know why my DaVinci is a little bugged here. It's not appearing the nodes. Look at that. Oh, okay. So what we have now, look at that. It's amazing. Complete different scenes recorded by different people and in different places, and they look like the same. Of course there's difference, of course, but the look, if you see these shots between other shots in a movie or video, you probably will not notice the difference, because they will pass in different times of the movie, but the look, the feel of the image, it's almost the same in each one. This one, maybe I can go a little higher on the exposure. Looks better now. Maybe a little more contrast on this one. But tweak the images now, it's easier, way easier. And look that, it's so good. And maybe this one can go to the temperature a little more green, a little more warmer, like this. Look that, it's so easy. You just come here and tweak the things a little and they look the same. It's amazing, it's amazing. And there's the thing with the sharpness. This one is too much sharpness, so I will bring down a little the sharpness here. And now it's fine, looks that. And maybe they had one a little less too. So nice. We have different scenes in different places recorded by different people, and they look very good and very close. I have no words for this. It's amazing. Look at that. It's incredible. It's so easy to work with this. I'm amazed. I know I'm repeating the same thing every time, but it's incredible. You just tweak some things, just a little less here, and that's it, guys. It's done. Cinematch, what you did, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So okay, I have these two shots here, and now I will show another function. It's nice. I will show with the skin, but normally I would not use this with a skin because they have different skins. So the important is the skin is in the right place, but they are different. People have different skins. So this tool is not for skin, but I will show you that it will work even with the skin. But I think it's more to use with the sky, with some other colors, but I will show what I'm saying. Okay, so let me come here, apply, and try to fix the exposure. That's it. And as you can see, their skin a little different, but there's a tool here which can make another magic, which is this one. I will select this clip, okay, to bring this one. So I will save a still here of this clip, and I will compare them here, and they are very different in the skin, as you can see. But if I turn my OpenFX overlay here from my Cinematch, and I don't know why he's not here. You can come here. Sometimes we're gonna lose this here, the overlay with some other controls, but you can come here in Open Effects, then you have the Cinematch here, and in Overlay Params you have a Reset On Screen control, and it will appear here again. And remember, you need to turn on this, the overlay, so it will show. And here we have some tools to fix more things, okay? But it has some magic here. As you can see, I have here Source, which is this one, and I will choose this part. And we have a Target, and we want this look more like this. And that's it. It will bring this to that. So it's unbelievable. Of course, as you can see, it's too much here because the target, it's not like that. Maybe if I bring here or more here. Is that? So that's it. I matched their skin. Of course, as I said, you shouldn't do it because they are different. They have different skins. What we need is the skin in the right place, but they will not look like exactly the same. But even for that, this plugin can work. So it's unbelievable. If you have a blue sky, if you recorded with 2 different cameras and you have a blue sky, and maybe after the match the sky will look a little different, and then you can use this tool to match them perfect and end the shot, or something very colored. Maybe some color can have a little shift, and you can use this tool to correct that specific color, so your image will look exactly the same. And congrats one more time, Cinematch. The guys from Film Convert, they did again. The Film Convert is very nice plugin, and the Cinematch is unbelievable. And I'm back here to finish this video to you. And as you could see, when I was recording the class and teaching the things and testing the Cinematch, I repeated myself a lot of times because the word for this is amazing. I did a lot of reviews during my life about equipments, about softwares and plugins, and I never be so surprised with something like I am now. The Cinematch is magical. It's a miracle. I never saw something work so good, and it's so easy to use, and it makes your life very, very, very easier. So what I can say is go now to their website and buy it. Buy this plugin because it will make a lot of difference in your work. I bought Film Convert like years ago, and it's one of the most used plugins by me. I use it a lot, and now with Cinematch I know my life will be way easier. So guys, congratulations, this is amazing. As I said, thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. Let your like here, subscribe to my channel, and follow me in my social medias. See ya!